Johnson to Kaluma. Tremont Mark, nope. Oh, and an injury for Shedrick. And let's hope he just banged knees. He reached for that right knee.
Yes, he did.
And they're keeping head athletic trainer Warren Young awfully busy, and that's not a good sign. Tremont Mark struggling once again against his former team. He's 1 for 8 tonight. He didn't make a shot in the previous matchup, the game in Austin. Is that sometimes difficult from a mental aspect?
Yeah, it is, and I think you need to get some easy things to go. If he can get to the rim, I think it'll be a lot easier for him. This first bucket in this game was a layup.
Yeah.
So I would like to go back to the well if I'm him. Get it. I mean, but you're getting contested three-pointers. You can settle for those if you want. I love to see a pump fake and a pull-up around 13, 14 feet for Tremont Marcus. This elevation on his mid-range is second to none.
Preseason third team, all SEC.
And also something you said, too, Texas they're getting stops, but they're not running really in transition.
Ivisic with the swish. He's into double figures again. This guy went 0 for 10 against Auburn and 0 for 9 from 3 with multiple air balls. I made the comp earlier of a defensive back. Here's Trey Johnson off the screen, and he answers with a 3. Zvonimir Ivisic has zero memory. He is a goldfish. You miss 10 shots one game, you come back the next game, and you go 6 of 8. It just doesn't make much sense.
No, absolutely. And another would be just like Dory. He just keeps swimming.
Wallaby Lane.
The quick hitters for Trey Johnson have been excellent. They got to keep them going, though.
Kaluma gets by Brazil thanks to the ball fake, and then challenged by Ivisic. Texas has made 4 of 8 from 3 in the second half. Kaluma left his short.
Yeah, Kaluma, I want him to continue to shoot that shot, but at some point it's okay to dive as well. Here's that Iverson Cup for Janelle Davis. Here you go, 2-man game. Ooh. Hey, yeah, there's a little frustration right there.
It's a second on Brazil.
Watch this flare screen to set him up. Great screen by Janelle Davis, a shooter getting others open.
He is the only player in the country with 43s and 50 blocks. He is a unicorn. I remember he showed up in Lexington last year, and Chuck Martin, who came with Cal from Lexington, was bragging on Ivisic, and he said, well, just wait till this guy gets on the floor. He's doing everything. It's not just offense, it's defense too.
And he had that game, that first game for Kentucky. He was doing behind the back passes to three-point shooters. That was a hell of a coming out party for him, I tell you that.
Yeah, that was against Georgia. He went 3 for 3 from deep.
Yes.
And he had 3 blocks in the game. Remember, he didn't play the first 16 games. They had to get him eligible just to get enrolled in classes. His twin brother, Tomislav, is now playing for Illinois, and he's classified as a sophomore despite not having played last year. Johnson, follow.
Nice.
Great patience by Shedrick not to get it when it was on the rim.
Absolutely.
Texas is back in this game.
Some good hang time right there by Shedrick. Good job by Trey Johnson also collecting all of that attention from Arkansas. Everybody want to block his shot. When you score like that, it happens.
Horns have outscored the Hogs by 5 here in the second half. Brazil with another push-off. And Richmond lost the basketball. Shot clock is at 4. They got to hurry. Big Z barely got it to the rim and then dribbled it off his foot. He giveth and he taketh away. He said the only thing not working for him right now is what his brother thinks about his mustache. Now, Tomislav has a beard, and Big Z was telling me, he said, Tom, I think you're the only guy who likes my mustache. My brother hates it. My mom makes fun of me. I'm getting no love from it.
I tell you what, that's just the big brother always picking on little brother, though, right there.
Big Z's older by 4 minutes.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
what else do you want to know about the Ivisic family?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When I say big brother, maybe I'm not talking about age.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the physical stature.
Well, Illinois got blown out in the Garden against Duke. Shedrick gets fouled. And a stoppage of the clock with 4:45 to play. You mentioned it earlier, playing into the Longhorns' hands, getting to the free throw line.
Absolutely, and that was a terrific job. Now Trey Johnson is looking to get into the paint and pass to the other guys. Because the big guys, they want to block the shot. As much as they've been doing a great job of staying 2 feet on the ground and staying vertical, sometimes it's just tempting to throw it into the stands. He's doing a great job of dropping it off. Look at Trey Johnson talking to himself. Get him hyped up.
Shedrick just a 66% free throw shooter.
Have you seen a freshman leader like Trey Johnson, as vocal as he is, with as many veterans as he has around him, them lean on him the way they do? Love that for the young fella.
A likely lottery pick in this summer's NBA draft. He is a volume scorer. 6-point Arkansas lead. It was a 12-point lead at the half. Adu gets a block touch. This time with the right hand.
Kind of like he didn't even turn his body all the way to the side to get that hook shot off. But good job. When you get right there, get 2 feet in the paint, you go straight up and over.
Here's Trey Johnson on the handoff. Got a step on Knox. Kaluma on the offensive glass, fouled and going back to the free throw line.
And Coach Terry has found something that he likes. He's run the same play 3 times in a row, and he got something good. Look at Big Jonas right here. 2 feet planted, wrong footwork, but hey, the result is there. Oh, who's small, Z? Who's too small, Z? Okay. Big Z might have been in the weight room a little bit. I saw a flex right there.
Did you?
Yeah, that was a little slight flex. Hit him with that flex, Big Z. I mean, it's hard. Sometimes you got to squint to see the flex. I'm just saying, I got bad vision in my right eye, so it looked like a flex to me.
I'm used to announcers having binoculars, but not for basketball games. And another one coming to Arthur Kaluma.
Stigmatism in my right eye.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Yeah, some people call it glaucoma. Get me together, Tom. Help me over here, brother. Bust out of there. Don't get out of there. Get back in there. Showing these things. Is that a snort, Tom?
Yeah. It's a slobbering hog on the court, and you just got to snort out of me.
Hey, we're just trying to make it a game, baby.
And now I know why they only let you out of studio twice this season, and we'll do it again Saturday in Gainesville. Why not?
You better believe it.
We got a 2-possession game. Texas getting it done at the free throw line, taking the freebies. Yes. Adu just clearing space out. It is a battle on the block.
Yes, it is, and he has to have those L's up. I can't believe the officials letting him get away with that one.
Shedrick wins this battle. Push ahead to Trey Johnson. He wants to shoot it. Got it. Trey Johnson can take over a game, and he's starting to. He's got a game-high 23, and it's suddenly a 3-point contest.
Knock him down, young fella. He knew he was shooting that.
And finagles it in.
Now, that was by design right there, coming out of that timeout. Coach Cal knows who he wants to attack on the Texas side. It's a lot of responsibility for Trey Johnson. Here's that play again, the curl.
See if he's got energy left on the offensive end. A step past Ivisic. Great shot blocker who's straight up. But the whistle goes against Arkansas, and that is the third on Ivisic.
You watch this. He gives the ball to Carter Knox, and Coach Cal wants him not to be a passer. Be a scorer and do not settle. Trey Johnson is not trying to foul and go to the bench, so take advantage of it. Not saying he's a bad defender, just saying he knows his responsibility for this team is on the offensive end.
This game is shaping up a little bit like Texas A&M's visit to Austin earlier this season. They trailed for a good chunk of that game, and then Trey Johnson went off in the second half. In the last 17 minutes of that game, Trey Johnson outscored A&M on his own, 24-18. He's got 14, now 15 points in the second half alone tonight.
Yeah, young man is cooking, and don't be surprised going down the stretch of this game. He's a high IQ player. He commands a lot of attention. Kaluma's been open. Don't be surprised if he knocks ones down to try to put them guys up.
A lot on the line for this Texas program and its future, trying to get back to the NCAA tournament. They've been regulars the last few seasons. Rodney Terry took them to an Elite Eight. Wagner into Kaluma, and it goes out of bounds. Chuck Jones looking for help. It'll be Texas basketball. 2:36 to play in a three-point game.
And a difference right there in how they defended the ball screen. It was no longer going under. They switched everything, kept everybody outside because you didn't have a post-up threat. Keep them in front, challenge, stay on the ground. Great job defensively by Kaluma. You know, got away with a little bit of rap, but he lost the ball going up there.
Here's Johnson.
They are going to the well with this play.
And he finds Shedrick. Great wrinkle out of it.
I'm telling you, Tommy, this young man is not just a scorer. I know it looks good when he does it. Trey Johnson IQ is high. He knows when the double team comes, guys just got to get to an open spot. He'll find you. He did it in the first half. They just missed a lot of threes. Now he's finding them in the paint.
Nelly Davis has it swatted. Great recovery. Here's an assist from Trey Johnson a moment ago.
String it out long enough to bring all the bodies with you. Come to the open spot. Beautiful job by Shedrick.
15 seconds left on the shot clock here for Arkansas. Razorbacks got off to a riveting offensive start from behind the arc. Made their first four. Nelly Davis in with the bigs, decides to bring it out, and he nearly turns it over.
I like what Texas is doing defensively, though. They're forcing Arkansas to shoot over the defender. Got him. Kaluma got away with that 2 or 3 times earlier. Brazile picked up a foul earlier on it, but also holding Big Z on these screens. They shoved them. The referees couldn't continue to let it happen because it's an open space. As he comes right here, you're supposed to go with the hip and then jump out. Can't extend that arm. He was in good guarding position. Just the extension of the arm picked up that foul.
That is the 4th on Kaluma. It's the 5th on Texas this half, so Arkansas still not in the bonus. Ivisic has been holding his lower back. That has been an issue for him going back to last year. And he'll get some attention from the athletic trainer at the end of the bench. 90 seconds left in regulation. Wagner, no. Kaluma the board, playing with 4.
Good rhythm shot by DJ, though. Texas going back to the well on the curl, the down curl.
And Trey Johnson loving it. Got it to go! And Texas in front for the first time since they led 3-0.
Trey Johnson, show me your play on the big stage when it matters the most, young man.
He went off in his freshman debut. He broke KD's record for points in a Texas freshman debut.
Wow.
He outscored A&M in the last 17 minutes of that rivalry win. He has stepped up time and again this season for Texas, and now they really need him. 1-point lead, 1:04 to go.
It's kind of like it's been a flip-flop. You look at in the first half, the difference for Arkansas was the three-point line and the free throws.
Yep.
The difference for Texas in this second half is the three-point line and the free throws. Even though Arthur Kaluma is not hitting his threes, the other guys are. And that other guys is one guy, and that's Trey Johnson filling it up.
They shot 2 free throws in the first half.
Yeah.
10 of 11 from the free throw line in the second half. And
Yeah.
Texas has outscored Arkansas 17-4 over the last 6 minutes.
And Arkansas only getting to the line 4 times, going 2 for 4 in the line in the second half.
Where do you want to see Arkansas go here, and what role can Carter Knox play?
I want to see Carter Knox get back matched up in the post against Trey Johnson. Put more pressure on him to make him defend. It seems they want to go with this high-low with Janelle Davis.
And he can't finish it. Texas with the ball and a 1-point lead.
Does Texas go back to the same play?
They've run it about 400 times in a row here in the second half.
Good ball pressure by DJ Wagner here. Not letting them get what they want to.
To Pryor instead. Here's Johnson to the ISO. Carmelo torched Texas in the Final Four with this play. Turnaround, fade away. Off the mark, and Ivisic has it. Shot clock is off. Chance for a winner for Arkansas, down 1. Here's Wagner. 13 to play, and now Knox. 10 to play. Wagner into the paint. There's the whistle, and he's going to the line with 8 seconds remaining in regulation.
DJ Wagner was not going to be denied on this play. He was not going to settle for 3. get the big man on you. Big Z could have held this screen a little bit longer, but you caught the defensive help side coming over. Pope just a little bit late. Crashed into him. Went to the line for two.
His dad, DeJuan, played for Cal at Memphis. His grandpa, Milt, won a national championship for Louisville in 1986 alongside Kenny Payne. And now DJ Wagner, the sophomore from Camden, New Jersey, at the free throw line. He has tied it at 69.
That was so smooth, like riding a bike for DJ Wagner.
All right, if he makes this, what are Texas's options with 8 seconds to play?
Texas option for me, I'm going downhill. First timeout, get the ball, advance the ball to half court, get a timeout. I like the quick hitters that they've come out with.
Trey Johnson is waving him off, saying no timeout, no timeout.
Rodney
Trey Johnson
Terry
wants to run his own play.
And Rodney Terry scored 4 times coming out of OTAs. I would love to see a timeout.
He missed it. We're tied at 69. Here's Trey Johnson. 4 to play across midcourt. Got the screen. 2-1 floater. Followed. Jam. Won't count. It came after the buzzer. And we've got overtime in Arkansas. And we look at that play again. Would this shot have gone had he not touched it? It was dancing on the rim.
Not good.
Nope, it was coming off the front.
That's the play, though, Tommy, that you wanted. You wanted them going downhill towards the rim. The guy with the guy with the hot hand put the ball on the basket, see if he can get one to go.
Why not? The 157th meeting between Texas and Arkansas headed to overtime. From Davis. Trey Johnson pulls from 3. He is something special. It's another 30-point game for Trey Johnson.
Stop it, Trey. Who did that to you?
Third 30-point game of his freshman season. Youngster leads the SEC, the best conference in basketball in scoring, and now Big Z gets in on the fun.
And that's what you want to see more of if you're Arkansas. You have a size advantage. Go use them, but aggressive guys in the post have to be wanting to get the ball. I like how they're defending this curl now.
And now they got some size with a 6'6" knocks on him. They finish no matter what. 32.9 for Trey Johnson. It's a career high for the freshman from Garland, Texas.
I'm going to look under his jersey and see does he have a stethoscope because the man is a surgeon acting like the doctor right now.
And so was Jack the Ripper. Here's Zvonimir Visic. And now Wagner. They left Big Z alone.
You got to be able to score in here. There you go.
Does.
There you go. You got to play aggressive, strong, understand you have a height advantage. Cedric does not want to foul. Rodney Terry is telling him, please play harder defensively.
Here's number 20.
That's how you jump. Look how they're jumping it now. Make somebody else make a decision besides Trey Johnson.
So Jordan Pope tries to get in on it, and Ivicic rips down the rebound.
Trey Johnson took a little breath right there. That's the thing. When you trap and you make them exert energy, it's a little bit different. Arkansas, I'm going right back inside to the well. Whether that's Knox and Visic has been able to score twice, go back to him.
They switched up Johnson's defensive responsibility, now guarding DJ Wagner. There's a switch.
Good seal by Big Z.
Nice entry, and Johnson with the foul on the hold. That's his third personal.
Trey Johnson is a guy you don't want to give any glimpse to see if he can see the rim. They laid a little sleep right there. It was on. And this right here, this is just hard work. I'm bigger and better than you. It's just nothing you can do.
Same thing you said to me today. Nothing I can do. Second half in overtime,
Wow.
Trey Johnson with 22 to match the rest of his team's production. He had 32 against Kentucky. He's got 32 tonight to match his career high.
So is this the battle in overtime of Big Z versus Trey Johnson? Big Z has all 4.
Play out like that, right?
I love to see it.
Win 5.
I know Arkansas doesn't want to give Texas anything, but I would love to see an extended token pressure. If they would come out in a 2-2-1 just to make Texas slow the ball down coming up the court and make them think about their offense.
Hogs back in front.
And here you go, DJ Wagner looking like he's taking it amongst himself to apply a little bit of pressure.
He'll pick up Pope. Johnson waits on the right wing. Rodney Terry uses a timeout. The 9th overtime game between these longtime rivals who are meeting tonight. It's downhill on Brazil. Forced it up. Rebounded it. And now wide open, Jordan Pope decides to drive and share. Shedrick with the bigs. Left it short, and Kaluma knocked it out of bounds.
So many opportunities. Pope had an opportunity.
Yet not one touch for Trey Johnson.
Not one touch. And I feel Kaluma was supposed to hand it to him. He saw them overcommit to him, so he went to the lane. He has to touch the ball. I'm going to be honest. Every possession, I need Trey to touch the ball. 29.9% usage rate. 5th highest for an SEC player. You got to let him get it. He's going to make the right play.
Tom Hart, Ron Slay, overtime in Fayetteville. Hogs led for just about the entirety of regulation. They fell behind 3-0 on a Trey Johnson bucket, reclaimed the lead, and didn't look back until late.
You see Arkansas trying to go back inside.
6 to shoot. Nelly Davis with the drive, and they'll call it goaltending and count it. And Janelle Davis, who took FAU to a Final Four, is in double figures. More importantly, it's a 3-point lead.
Really good job right there, getting to the basket and putting it on the backboard, knowing that you got an opportunity to beat the big. Hit the backboard first. That's an easy call. This ought to go real fast right here, Tommy.
Yeah, under 4 minutes. They review it immediately. That is protocol. Nelly Davis with a great interview on the Hog Pod. He talked about his shots. He gets up 3,000 shots a day. Wow. Pardon me, a week. That would be a record, 3,000 a day.
The call on the floor is confirmed. Goaltending.
But he goes 500 a day, 6 days a week. Everybody gets a day off, right?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He's a guy that can get going too. You just got to get him clear looks at the rim to get it going.
His dad must have been a St. Lunatic, gave him the nickname Nelly. He goes hand in hand with Janelle, but he was a big Nelly fan. That's where you say it's getting hot in her, but you didn't. You didn't take the bait.
I didn't want that bait because the last thing I told you was I didn't supposed to have a shirt on today anyway.
You weren't.
Yeah, you weren't. You know what comes after? It's getting hot in here, right? So take off all your clothes, Tommy.
Eric Musselman is no longer coaching here. We don't need anybody shirtless.
And I'm telling you, they said they had to cut his shirt off. I wonder what they had to do to get this suit off. Here we go.
Pope will bring it up. Johnson guarded by Davis. 1:45 to play in overtime number 1.
The screen and the rescreen coming right here. Nice quick hitter for
Trey Johnson all alone. And rebounded by Richmond. That was a clean look.
It was a clean look. He usually knocks those down. Great job by Billy Richmond. He hasn't played a lot in the second half or the overtime, but this is the bolt of energy that you need from a guy like him.
John Calipari has had 7 scholarship players at his disposal tonight, and is the only, there's the only Hogs that have seen the floor. 5 to shoot. Adu now 4. Finds Wagner at the post. Muscles it in. DJ Wagner with 16. 8-0 Arkansas 1, and a 2-possession lead. Trey Johnson with a half.
Yeah, the back and core. 2 things you don't want to play with when you're tall and you're playing basketball. Shedrick was able to muscle him out. He wasn't able to hold his weight right there to get the inbound pass.
So a 30-second timeout for Arkansas. John Calipari worked on a very specific inbounds play at shoot-around today when you have the baseline, and that is to give it up with another passer coming out of bounds next to you.
Yep, and it's supposed to be a quick action. Nobody's supposed to hesitate. As soon as the ball's inbound, it gets right back to him, and he sprints up. It seems to be guys holding may have to push Big Z all the way back just because of his back. No pun intended.
Nelly Davis will be the best free throw shooter on the floor for Arkansas at 86% on the season. Knox, Richmond, and Ivisic all under 80%.
This is great experience for both of these teams that are vying for an NCAA tournament berth, because this is the way it goes in the tournament sometimes. You got to close games out by paying attention to the detail and executing both ends of the floor.
They'll take Ivisic out. Adu is on the floor. You don't want him to have the ball. He's only a 57% free throw shooter.
Let's see if this guy sweeps across.
Yep, there's the play they had today, a shoot-around. Nelly Davis with the touch. Texas is going to trap him in the backcourt. Lob to Richmond, knocked away by Pope. Wow. That close to the steal.
That was it. Jump the first pass. See what you can get.
22 seconds left on the shot clock.
Great jobs, hands. Guys got to come to the ball if you're Arkansas. Everybody was standing and waiting to receive the ball. You go to the ball and attack it.
Calipari screaming at his team. We got 2 seconds to get it across midcourt.
With no timeouts. So you could get a 5-second count. If you're Arkansas, you don't want to have to be forced to throw it in the backcourt.
Up
There
front
you
to
go.
Wagner, got a step. He had an elbow in his back and a foul by Shedrick. To third on Shedrick.
This is a good job, no hesitation, coming off of a line, stack-like look. DJ just using his speed to get around.
It was not a shooting foul. Wagner will be shooting 1-1.
Great job by Billy Richmond being able to make that pass as well by being defended on out of bounds.
Went 1 of 2 from the free throw line at the end of regulation. He is 4 for 5 from the free throw line tonight.
Got to be able to box out here.
Missed it. Could have made it a 2-possession game. Into the hands of Trey Johnson.
Plenty of time. You don't have to have a 3 right here.
Brazil extends on him. Kaluma looking for Pope. And now Shedrick will hand it off to Trey Johnson. Wanted to pull, passed on it, turned it over. Davis out front leading the break for the Hogs. And Pope with the foul with 24.2 left.
And the mental part of the game is so vital. Kaluma had the ball and his man was in the paint. He didn't even look at the rim. Watch this. When he dribbles over, look where Adu is. He's not even looking at the rim. This is a 3-point shooter. That's tough. Just lost handle there. Great job by Arkansas attacking him.
Hogs free throw shooting has left something to be desired in the clutch moments. By the way, that was the 5th on Pope. Texas will steal a timeout. Arkansas does the same as they have a minute to get Pope's replacement in. And Trey Johnson hanging his head after the turnover. He has had a career game with 34 points on 12 of 25 shooting. Nelly Davis. Chance to basically seal it. He can make it a 2-possession game. This is the front end of a 1-1. Four-point Arkansas lead.
Now you set your defense. You want to get everybody back to half court, whether this is make or miss, and understand Texas is coming. There you go. Kyle made everybody get back. You set your defense, keep everything in front, feet and heels on the 3-point line.
Davis knocks them both down. Last gasp for Texas. 20 seconds to play, down 5. Johnson step back 3. Of course he did.
Wow.
And Rodney Terry with a quick timeout. What a performance by Trey Johnson. 37 points. And it's a 2-point deficit with 15 seconds to play.
I believe this is what he was looking for last time. Watch how he gathers to get ready to snatch it back. He just lost the handle last time. That time, feet up under him. Don't matter if you're there. Don't matter if you're not. The shot's going up for Trey Johnson.
This has been an unbelievable performance. He's the first SEC opponent, according to Hogstats, since Lance Weems in 1996 to have 34 and 4 assists against the Hogs.
Yeah, he's doing it from all over the floor. Being in attack mode is what's needed in this game, especially when you're not getting the help from a guy like Tremont Mark, who I wonder how much that fall and bump on the head kind of affected him. We haven't seen much of him in this second half or overtime. So A guy like Kaluma having an opportunity to shoot but missing the shots, kind of started to second-guess himself. Arkansas doing a terrific job of not settling for the three if it's not going in the second half, but pounding the ball inside and using their interior guys to get their lead.
Yeah, Kaluma just 2 for 15 from 3 over the last 6 games, including tonight. So that confidence certainly missing for Texas. Quick inbounds and a quick foul from Devon Pryor. 14.6 remaining.
I think we would have liked anybody else to catch that ball, but
Yep.
I understand making people catch the ball in front, not overexerting yourself where you get beat long and you get to run some more time also. Plenty of time for Texas Longhorns, but Arkansas, this is an opportunity. Test yourself and seal the game.
Johnell Davis 5 of 6 from the free throw line tonight. Product of Gary, Indiana. 4 years at Florida Atlantic, including a trip to the Final Four. And again, he can make it a 2-possession game.
Well, here you go. You understand what exactly you want everybody to come to the ball, especially if you're Trey Johnson. If you're Arkansas, you're going to corral him, make him have to give the ball up, regardless if it's a contested shot or not, and then finish with the rebound.
James Brading, the official, wanted to dry that basketball off. Another one for Nelly Davis. He's been such money from the line, he named his mini Golden Doodle Cash. 4-point Arkansas lead. Trey Johnson, just for good measure, reverses it in. 7.3 remaining. Another timeout taken. What a performance by Trey Johnson. Kevin Durant had 37 against KU in the 07 Big 12 tournament title game. Texas lost that game in overtime, and this is the most for a Texas freshman since then. He has exceeded it with a 39-point outburst.
This young man, is, you talk about a competitor. He came out smiling and giving high fives. You knew he was going to be focused and ready for this game, especially being on the road. He's cut from that cloth, but you also got to understand exactly who Arkansas is. They got guys that have been battle tested: DJ Wagner, Nelly Davis, Trevor Brazile, Jonas Adu. The list goes on and on to add with these rookies.
This is a freshman record for Texas. The 39 points. Durant and Terrence Rencher each had 37-point outbursts that I mentioned a moment ago in Durant's Big 12 championship game against Kansas.
A hello record book.
And KD keeps pace with it. He tweeted out him earlier this season when Trey Johnson led the comeback win against Texas A&M. And a whistle down the floor. And if it's Shedrick on Adu, they'll be putting Adu at the free throw line, which would be great, but this may be more than that. And whether or not it was intentional, John Calipari is.
These guys are tangible words to stay with, and that was fearless. They've been playing consistently fearless throughout, even in the games they lost.
Well, they were at a point in their schedule, they had nothing to lose. They
Absolutely.
were way outside the tournament. This first season for John Calipari at Arkansas was looking like a risky maneuver. A lot of different ways to look at that. And that Kentucky win, going back into his old stomping ground where he's won so many big games at Rupp Arena, the event of the year in college basketball, turned into a trampoline for this program, and they have not stopped since.
No, they have not, and they could seem to be gaining steam and going forward. But I want to tip the cap to a guy like DJ Wagner, who's taking on the responsibility of handling the point full-time, Billy Richmond coming in playing the backup spot, and Carter Knox. Those three guys, without Thero, is humongous for this team moving forward.
Trey Johnson fires. He's already got the Texas freshman scoring record. But Arkansas pulls off a season sweep over its rivals from Texas. In overtime victory and back-to-back conference wins for just the second time this year. Ron Slade, that was a lot of fun. Let's do it again Saturday for Florida
Sounds good to me.
A&M. Our fantastic crew. I'm Tom Hart. It's time for SportsCenter.